This is day 309, the price tag of automation. We are rapidly heading into a world where it is getting easier and cheaper to automate things. I'll provide an example. One day I got a notice from Google that my entire investment in their Nest architecture was going away. They made a decision to get out of this business after they bought it and started deprioritizing this whole Google Home initiative. Now I know they are pretending to still do all of that, but seriously, it is really falling behind, and their abandonment of Nest really left a lot of us consumers hanging out to dry. Well, of course, ADT was willing to come to the rescue. They could support these devices and all that for only a small subscription fee. Well, come to find out, the subscription was not that small, and the device support was limited, and the transferability really painful. So in a fit of rage, I decided to build my own system. Boy, that was stupid. I bought everything: locks, motion detectors, alarm stuff, automation things, keypads, door, window contacts, and a bunch of other stuff. I dove into Zigbee, Thread, and Matter, and 100 other protocols that I had never heard of. I started to try to get it all to work, running into one problem after the next. After I got it to work, I then had to constantly maintain and fix things that broke. I tried to make some home automation routines work, but other than my automatic Christmas light thing, I never got around to anything else. Instead, I just go in there and tweak a few things now and then. Most of my work is the maintenance of all the various components and all the compatibility issues I run into all the time. Then I fell off and ignored it. I had a Home Assistant implementation that worked, but would fall into disrepair, and I just got busy, so I never returned to it. I would just deal with it as it came up. And I dismissed any further automation due to the cost. Not necessarily the cost in money and time to set it up, but the economic life of the automation was just not worth it to me. A month would go by and the automation would break. 2 years later, I can now use AI to systematically help me resolve all of this. The price of automation dropped considerably, and the ability for me to build automations is significantly improved. And that makes the question of automation needing renewal less of a burden to me. We always think of automation as the traditional calculation. Automation payback equals the upfront automation plus the monthly manual cost avoided. However, as my example demonstrates, this is not why we elect to avoid the cost of automation. The real reason is the missing concept of economic life. The question is not, how much money will this automation save, but rather, how much money is this automation likely to save before something changes enough to make it obsolete? Staying power is the real factor here. AI has significantly dropped not only the cost of automation, but also the cost of renewing things when the automation has exceeded its staying power. This is the idea behind the price tag of automation. The counterintuitive argument would therefore be, we tend to compare the cost of automation against the cost of today's manual labor, but the real comparison is between the accumulating cost of manual work and the depreciating value of the automation. One goes up with time, the other goes down with time. The investment decision sits at that intersection, and that leads to a very useful rule. Don't just calculate an automation's payback period. Calculate whether its expected useful life comfortably exceeds its payback period. To conclude my example, last night I was able to add some new lights, add them to Home Assistant, and then configure a routine that executed on motion, all in about 5 minutes. Then I replaced a few components with new upgraded ones, and the resetting of those 3 devices took less than 1 minute each. So I'm now much more likely to deploy future automations because the price tag for doing so has significantly dropped.